You may proceed.
Thank you, sir. I'm pleased to offer this amendment, of which many members of the Judiciary Committee who've worked on behalf of legal services in the past, including thank you, Mr. Speaker. Many members of the Judiciary Committee have championed legal services over the years, none greater than Bobby Scott, who's a member of the committee and for some time, and the current ranking member, Mr. Conyers, Mr. Nadler, and Ms. Jackson Lee, and others. Legal services is so important to giving people representation. And this amendment will restore $70 million is being cut from the Legal Services Corporation. That's 17.5% of the monies that legal services got in the past. Legal services is already woefully underfunded. If you look at the funding they've gotten over the last 30 years and prorated, they've been behind in funds for a long time. We've tried to make that up in the past years. The funding has turned away right now. They turn away half of all eligible clients who seek assistance. Slashing these funds would make it even worse. And the fact is, in these dire economic times, some of the worst we've seen, although they're getting better, more and more people need legal services. The housing crisis is not over with, and one of the major areas they work with is people who are having problems with foreclosures because of unscrupulous loans that they've been given. And there'll be more and more people losing their homes or potentially losing their homes, needing legal assistance. And if they don't have legal representation and they lose those homes, neighborhoods are hurt, individuals are hurt, and that's a major cost on the economy. The executive director of Memphis Legal Area Services, Harrison McIver, said the cuts would be devastating to Memphis area legal services, and it would be devastating to their capacity to remain an effective advocate and resource for low-income individuals with all civil legal problems that they may have. It would require laying off at least 5 attorneys who would take 725 fewer cases. Memphis area legal services, as other legal service clinics, help victims of domestic violence as well with protective orders from abusive partners, as well as assisting folks with foreclosures and elderly people who have been victimized by predatory lenders. Think about how many victims of domestic abuse will be in danger without access to the courts, how many families will become homeless without this foreclosure assistance, and how many seniors will fall prey to predatory loans without legal help. How many of our vulnerable citizens will have the courthouse doors closed in their face? The fact is, Mr. Speaker, that legal services is more needed in dire economic times than any other time. And while cuts, and I understand the majority's positions about saying they were elected to make cuts, they weren't elected to make cruel cuts that hurt the most vulnerable people in situations that aren't of their own making, and that they fall prey to predatory lenders or abusive spouses or people who prey on seniors in abusive ways. This is targeting the most vulnerable people in our society. I realize that there isn't an offset on this, and I realize the reason Mr. Wolf has made his point. And I understand, too, somewhat, and feel a little bit of kinship with the Roman gladiators, who, when they went into the field of combat, told the emperor that we who are about to die salute you. And knowing kind of what the situation is, I also understand that Ave Imperator, Moratori Tal Salio. And with that, I yield the remainder of my time.